Okay, here we go. Now it's making me log back in. My computer randomly decided on me.
Oh, here we go.
Is it showing that I'm still
Alright,
live?
I see it. Yep. I can see your live things. Looks like Matt's just made his first move.
Okay, so you can see that. Cool. Okay.
Now it's kind of buffering for me. Never mind. Okay, looking good.
Okay, so I won't touch that then. So that did connect. Cool. I wasn't too sure if I was going to.
Okay, is my audio good to go?
Yes, I can hear you, and the Discord is connected already. Is it showing up on your end if you play the live?
Yep, yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I think we're good to go.
All right, because I never took away the Discord from last time, so.
Alright, so Matt with the leave of AGEIZRS. If let's see.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any bingos for Matt, so I think a couple things he's going to try to do. He's going to try to look through each of the double doubles, one for the I and one for the R, just to see if he has anything. Because if he can double double with the Z, then that's essentially going to give him a bingo. It's probably going to be around 60 points or so.
Seeing a bingo now would be.
Oh, he actually has a bingo of braziers.
Okay.
For 86. And it looks like he's pretty close to having it lined up. He's got his letters in the right order, although the floater on the board isn't going to go between the A and the Z, like Matt has it set up there, so maybe he hasn't quite seen it yet, or maybe he's seen it, but he's trying to convince himself that it's good.
Okay, I see him rearranging a few letters now, so let's see if he'll play it, if he can play it.
Yeah, another good option for Matt, if he doesn't find Grazier's, is just sit or tis off of the T, getting 32 points and keeping AGERS. That's also a pretty solid option. Or just play Zag. This is pretty good as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to score 31.
31 points for Zag. Now, when you score the points, so he just played Zag. Now, does he also get points for a W and GI as well?
Yep. Yeah, he gets points for all the words that he made.
Okay.
So it's a total of 31 points. And now Joel has a number of bingos here, the best of which is heirdoms through the R for 102. He also has a chromide and midshore and halidome, all of which are still bingos but score quite a bit less.
Okay.
He doesn't look like he has any of those set up on his rack.
So maybe he just might not see those possibilities.
Yep. Yeah, I think he probably doesn't see them. some of them maybe he does see and questions whether they're actually valid words. Chromite and halidome are fairly obscure, so there's maybe a chance that Joe doesn't know them, but Airdom, I'm sure he will know it if he sees it.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit more common than those other two words.
Yeah, especially because I know all these people here are experienced Scrabble players, so they will see and pick up a lot on these words.
Yep. Yeah, taking quite a bit of time here. This is definitely a turn that you want to take a lot of time on. There's a lot of that's one of the biggest challenges of having a blank or two blanks is that there are so many options to consider. There are, you might want to just iterate through the whole alphabet, like what options do I have if the blank is an A? What about if it's a B, a C, and so on? And 26 is a long list to iterate through, especially if you do it for several, uh, possible positions. Oh, it looks like he is playing Airdom, or Airdom. So, yep, this is definitely his best play by far. Yep, now he has a bit of a lead. It's 55 to 116, Joel's favor. So he's up by bingo, but Matt's looking in pretty good shape with his own rack.
Do you see any possible combinations with what Matt has on his rack? That could be bingo worthy, or does he not have any potential bingos going on for right now?
I don't see anything right off the bat, but let's see what Quackle has to say about it. Because unlike yesterday, I have that now. Quackle is one of the best engines out there, maybe only second to Macondo. A very popular engine to use, and unlike Macondo, it has a GUI or a graphical user interface, so it's one advantage has over Macondo. But yeah, it looks like Matt doesn't have any playable bingos. Best option is probably going to be to put the K under the O, making OK, and then playing parallel to that, getting 30 points for the K alone. So I think he's probably going to take a good bit of time here because a lot of his tiles are bingo prone, and there are a few spots bingo on the board. So I think we're going to see him take a while and eventually not bingo and go with KI or something similar.
Okay. I'm very, very interested to see where he'll go and what move he will take. Mm-hmm. I know we were supposed to stream earlier.
Maybe Matt will play a phony.
He could.
But I don't know. I probably wouldn't advise it. It's really not necessary at this point. It's very early in the game, and Matt's only down at bingo, so there's no need to do anything super desperate at this point. So I don't think we'll see a phony, but it would be good just for entertainment value.
Yeah. I see he needs to have some.
Oh, he's got Kier lined up on his rack. Yeah. This makes sense. He's probably going to play that, making OK, ME, and SI. We've got a few more points, but I think I would like to see him play KI more because EE, NRS brings him closer to bingoing than just ENS. Even though there's the double E, that 5-tile leave is just so strong. But looks like he's going with Kier. It's I think I think it's a slight mistake, but this is a pretty solid option for Matt. But maybe he's still thinking about it because I don't see any replacement tiles on his rack. Oh, never mind. Joel is making his play, so that means that Matt must have played here.
And then Matt just got some replacement tiles, and he scored. He has 3 ends on his rack right now.
Ooh. He almost has like non-user or something. Or neurons, but yeah, that takes 3 ends instead of 2, so it's not quite gonna work out.
Yeah. And then now Joel is replenishing his rack. I see a C, A, two R's. Well, it appears to be a Y and A, and then I believe that's a B. I know that the camera's a little off for that run though.
Yeah, I think that's a B, if I had to guess. But yeah, Matt has a pretty tricky turn here. There are a few options that are kind of similar. None of them are bingos. Um, I think that given Matt has 3 ends and a U, that he's probably going to come to the conclusion pretty quickly that there are no bingos and just make a solid non-bingo play, like I don't know, playing none somewhere or something, or yeah, likes noun quite a bit. Also, there are plays that use the S like non-use for 27 and nouns for 25, hooking keers. So those are going to be the best options for Matt. And yeah, I think we're probably going to see one of those come down.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's trying to get rid of the ends and make definitely get used to them to get them off the rack.
Yep, just looking for non-something. It's a really good idea when looking for bingos to make common prefixes and suffixes, because then once you've already committed 2 or 3 of the letters to some part of the word, then you only have to scramble the other 5 around. Um, Maybe a bit less work to find the word that you're looking for. So that's what Matt's doing. He's made non and probably looking for like a non something. Um, and this is a good approach, although it's not going to give him the result that he's looking for.
Well,
What
it looks
is
like
he doing here?
it,
Non-sin. This is not a word. I
uh
don't know why he's doing this.
uh
Oh, this isn't even.
is it a Scrabble word?
No, it's not.
Oh,
Non-sin is definitely not good. Uh,
is are they allowing this to
and
play? I feel like they might be allowing
it
him to
depends
play
on
it.
what Joel does.
Oh, Joel's making his move, so I guess they just went by it. Okay, I guess he played the word non-sin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean,
I
you know
don't.
what?
I
It
don't
worked in
think
his
this
favor
play
though.
has any merit.
But you know what?
Um,
It worked in his favor because he was able to get rid of all those ends and he replenished an end in return. But
yeah, there are just better ways to do that. Like yeah, nouns or non-use hooking keys, or maybe playing even none and on the left side of the board would have been better. And non-sin doesn't even use up his U, which is it's pretty important to get rid of that U. The U isn't really good for bingoing at all. So I'm just not really sure what Matt was thinking there.
I am
Yeah, I
not
don't know about
sure
that one.
either. But whatever it is, I mean, Joel must be thinking the same thing because I'm sure that if he wasn't, he would have said something or pointed it out.
Yeah, I mean it's for 10 points. Non-sin, so he probably just thought it wasn't worth challenging. Or maybe what Matt's doing, maybe there's some merit to this. It sets up a fake S hook, because if non-sin is good, it would be a noun and it would take an S. So maybe he's knowingly phoning, and if Joel hooks it, he can challenge it right off. Or if Joel thinks it's a word, like he seems to think it's a word because he didn't challenge, then Matt can hook non-sin and hit that triple word score there for uh, a whole bunch of points. And it's essentially only a hook that he can use because each of the players' word knowledge. Um, so I think that's kind of a clever idea. I don't think it's the best play. I think it's maybe trying to get too cute taking an unnecessary risk. But it's I think there's some depth to Matt's thought process here. Maybe I should give him a bit more credit than just saying outright that this is a blunder.
Yeah, we'll definitely see as the game goes on too about what will happen if, like you said, if Joel will hook it with an S, or maybe they'll just kind of leave it as B. And I also noticed that Joel did place down letters to make the word carry, and I see that Matt had just placed down to make Jew, Jeu.
This is not bad. I mean, it sets up his X for a huge score, even though it only gets 10 points. And it looks like Joel is, if those are, yeah, Joel's not going to have any good options to block it.
Yeah.
Or unless he plays maybe um, Hey, Hey, and AY.
Yeah, because I know that the other
With
two
the
letters are
A and
definitely
J and the E
T's.
and J.
And then Matt back with
Oh, they're T's, okay.
the yes, I believe they're T's. And then Matt pulling triple A's. 3 A's. Wow.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Joel probably sniffs this out. It's the X is still out there. Joel definitely knows that, and he can probably tell that it's an X setup. And so I think this is a great idea. It also unloads his clunkier consonants and gets him closer to playing a bingo himself. The Y and the H are really not great for bingoing, but they're good for scoring, and that's what Joel does with them. So I think this is pretty solid play from him.
And then Matt did just use his X too. He played AX, hooking them onto um, the N and the O from his non-sin.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid play from Matt. I mean, if he doesn't cash the X in, then he can't bingo and he has no decent scoring options if he doesn't use that X. So this makes all the sense in the world. It seems like the standout play given that Joel didn't let him have his X setup. But now back to Joel. He has EMARTT, and can you see what that last letter is there?
I cannot, but I believe it's in. I think it might be a. I think maybe an E. Can't see.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll move his letters around in just a second.
So assuming that Joel's rack is EMARTTE, he doesn't have a playable bingo at the moment. The best he can do on equity, and equity, by the way, when Scrabble players talk about equity, is just the combination of the points you get this turn and the value of the tiles that you're leaving in your rack. And that's a pretty simple and usually accurate way to determine how good a play is. And Matt's moving very quickly, playing a Noah, an N, and Oxo. Or maybe he's reconsidering.
Okay, so yeah, that last letter there for Joel, because he just moved in some letters, it was an E. So he has ERATTE currently on his rack. And I'm sure there might be another letter off to the left, because I think that's only 6 letters off to the right.
Yep. Yeah, that is. I'm sure he's drawn his replacement letter, and it's just somewhere.
It's just not showing up.
Out of view where we can't see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matt's really just
Matt doesn't
building.
have any bingos here.
No, but he seems to be just building off in that one little corner there.
Yeah, this looks to be his top play, not just in terms of equity, but also strategically. Matt's currently down a bingo. It's 152 to 226 in Joel's favor. So Matt really wants to open up the board. It's very close right now, so this creates a very powerful bingo lane in column O, and he does commit to it. So good on Matt, making his best play. And he draws uh, pansies. Trying to think if that has any anagrams, but back to Joel with what I think is a rack of A, D, E, E, I, R, I. That's
I've been waiting to.
it's not looking great for him.
No, I've been waiting for him to play those to see for sure whether or not those are I's or T's.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, unfortunately.
Are I's and T's both the same cost? Value for point?
Yeah, they're both one.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, looks like he's going to play Deary. Or yeah, he kind of has it set up on his rack. Which, if those are I's, it looks to be his top play, making AD and DEA RIE. The only problem with that is that it's going to create a lane in column N for Matt to bingo potentially, and so this is one of those times where you're up by a decent margin, and you really just don't want to allow your opponent to bingo. We're just going to play D air, which does give back pansies. So now Matt's going to be able to play that. Would have just done something a bit shorter, maybe. Yeah, maybe playing off 3 tiles in column O to just struck that lane. You score a bit less, but you also are much less likely to give a bingo back to Matt. And he's seen pansies.
And he's played pansies, so he now has did a bingo as well.
Comes out pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then Joel here has also replenished his rack with what appears to be
Oh, he's drawn the blank, second blank.
Yes, he did draw a second blank.
Yes, it's OUISEI blank.
Yeah.
I think unless one of those is a T.
I think they both might be I's, although that other one off to the left could be a I, a T, or it could honestly be a Y too at this point.
Oh, that's true. Actually, no, both of the Y's are gone.
Oh, okay, so then not a Y.
So it couldn't be a Y, but either an I or a T.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. He didn't play Pansies. He played Sapiens.
Oh, it Sapiens.
And it looks like he's on hold because he hasn't drawn replacement tiles yet. And Sapiens is also good. It's one of those 7s that has a... Okay, and it looks like he's releasing.
Yes. And wow, he's got a lot. He's pulling a lot of doubles. Both of them have been pulling a lot of doubles this round.
Yep, looks like it. Yeah, not a great replenishment draw for Matt. I think I kind of like Sapiens instead of Pansies because it doesn't set up that huge hotspot on the double letter in column O. If he played Pansies, he would have played an E next to it, which would allow Joel to maybe play high scoring consonant there and build down to the triple word and get 40 or 50 points maybe. So I think this is a good adjustment for Matt. Yeah, sacrificing only 2 points to be a bit more defensive.
I think that might definitely help him in the long run.
Yeah, I think so too, because now there's really nowhere for Joel to score that well.
Oh, I see Joel just making his...
What is he doing here?
Playing a bingo, but what did he play?
Oh, he's going to play... Yeah, this is... Yeah, he's got his own bingo. Looks like those are T's instead of I's.
Okay,
so
T's.
Joel had just what he needed. Yeah, so his rack was OUTTES blank, which makes a lot of sense. It scores about as much as well as anything else, and it does pretty well to not give bingos back. Because in order to bingo off a Stallion, you need to underlap the S or the S and the T or the S, the T, and the O, all of which can be pretty tricky. It's not really the best. It's technically a bingo lane, but it's really not great. It's going to be hard for Matt to use that for a bingo of his own, even if he had the right tiles to bingo, which he really doesn't.
Yeah. Are there any what are some good combinations of placements that Matt could make from what he has? Anything point out to you?
Yeah, let's see. He's got ILON IOW. Um, so yeah, W, two I's, two O's. This is really not looking great. Um, if I were him, I'd probably try to play down from the S to the triple word score in with Stoughton. Opens up a few lanes to maybe play some eights, get some points. Maybe he plays like Snow or something, although that does keep three vowels and two consonants, so it's not ideal. Accomplishes some stuff, but it's still not great. But yeah, I think what Matt's gonna be trying to do this turn is just get rid of that W, undouble his doubles, and hopefully score a bit in the process, and also open new lanes to bingo. So he's got a few things that he wants to accomplish here, but I guess we'll see how well and or how many of those goals he can accomplish in this turn.
Yeah, because I definitely see him, mixing up some letters. He's definitely thinking about, different opportunities, different possibilities here.
It looks like he's trying to play OILON somewhere. I'm not really sure where he can play that.
Yeah, because now they're getting more and more limited on where they can play words too, or it's getting more closed up and filled up.
Yeah, oh, it looks like maybe he's got now lined up on his rack, so maybe he is going to go ahead and play Snow.
Okay. Or maybe not.
Or Nows.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that play better for sure. It sets up his eye for Uni, and it's gonna score more than Snow.
Well, that was a good catch that he caught to be more strategic with that one.
Now, back to Joel, who has. God, I wish we could actually see all the tiles.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what
Um,
happened. I know that they're
but I think he's
very,
got
very
VIRELIO,
finicky.
which is a Riley Evo, which plays with
After
Stoutons
after
because
the
it
I,
makes SO.
yeah, after the I, it looks like it could be a D or a B, than an O.
Yeah, if it is a B, then he doesn't have any bingos anywhere. But if it's an O, then um, Joel can effectively end the game. He's already up um, by 52, and then after another bingo, he'd be up by like 110, 120. Both blanks are out, and it would really be out of reach for Matt. But either he didn't have Riley Evo or he didn't see it. But this is also a pretty good play. It very effectively addresses the lane that Matt just created. There are no two-letter words with V or C, so it's not like Matt can play parallel to Vi and get one of the and bingo in the bottom row there. That's going to be impossible. So it's like a pretty solid play from Joel, just keeping the more close and maintaining his lead. It's it's going to be pretty tough for Matt to come back in this one. This is more and more kind of looking like a done deal. Even though Matt's not down by that much, he's down by a bingo. It's looking very hard to bridge that gap for him. Yeah, I think what Matt's got to do here is he's still got doubles that he's got to undouble.
Yeah.
What is he doing here?
Did he just play Glop?
It's got Glop. I don't know about this. This kind of feels like just giving up. It doesn't create any new opportunities for him. Leaves him with a pretty not ideal leave. Two I's and E and an L, that's not going to bingo very much of the time,
Yeah,
even if you do have a decent place to bingo.
and also Q as
Um,
well.
yeah, the Q is really not what you want to see here. And yeah, Klopp doesn't score very much. Yeah, I don't know, it's a tough situation, but I would have liked to see Matt open up the board more.
But I know they're also getting more tough with the fact that they're very close to the end of what tiles they have left in the sack too.
Yep, yeah, there's not a whole lot of time for Matt to come back here. Yeah, getting to the end of the game, there are probably I don't know, a small handful of turns left. Yeah, Matt doesn't have very many chances to turn things around. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to do it. Can we see Brooke for Joel?
See, Siren took the Q away. I don't know if you maybe have exchanged the Q or if he just
I'm
has
not
it
sure
off.
about exchanging the queue there because they're like decent places uh, to play. It's not like he's Q stuck at the moment. He could play either QI and GI with Glop, or he could play QI off of Sapiens. And doesn't score very much, but I don't think it's really that much better than. Um, I don't think exchanging is really better.
Now, if there is less than 7 tiles in a bag, can you not exchange letters then, or is it just
Yep,
until?
that's right.
Okay,
You can only exchange if there are at least 7 tiles in the bag. So depending on
right.
how many are left, or actually, um, according to Quackle, it seems like there are 12 unseen tiles, which means there are 5 left in the bag, and Matt cannot exchange. So really, we are getting down right to the end of this game here,
Yeah.
and I think Matt is just out of time to stage a comeback here. I think this game is effectively over.
Yeah, I think it's been a little challenging this one on Matt's end with all these plays that he's been getting of these double vowels and these double consonants back to back, and now with pulling a Q at
Yep,
the
seen
end.
a lot of bad draws from Matt.
Now thinking about it, I don't think do we have any other Q on the board?
There is only one Q in the game, so
Oh,
there
there is
cannot
only
be another
one.
Q on the board because Matt has the Q. Yep,
Oh,
there
okay.
is one Q. Yeah, I think if I were Matt, I might play QI and SI off of Stoughton because that play does leave him with another eye. It leaves 3 in the bag, so he has, yep, and that's what he does. Um, it's not an easy lane to hit for him, but he could potentially make a bingo there. Um, Unlikely, but there's not a 0% chance of that happening. I think this is probably his best move. Also, when players get into sticky situations like this, sometimes they can fish for specific words um, if there are just like very few possibilities for them to do anything productive. So maybe Matt has something specific in mind that fits with the lane he just made. Um, yeah, hard to tell, but gotta be feeling not great if you're Matt. He just drew the U after playing off the Q. That's kind of one of the most annoying things in Scrabble, I think. Because U's are bad without the Q, Q is bad without the U. They're only really good together. And so to ditch one just to get the other and then have to spend another turn getting rid of stuff you don't want, So it's really not ideal.
Yeah, no, it does not seem to be ideal. And they really seem to be really opposite with each other's racks. It feels like Matt has, a rack full of vowels, whereas Joel seems to have a lot of what I can make out to be consonants. I see what looks maybe to be an L, a B, S, a C, possibly T R I, and then an E, and then another one off camera as well.
Matt has two eyes, and there are only two eyes left that haven't been played.
So
So I believe that's LTBSECT that he has there. Which, yeah, it's definitely too many consonants, but it also really doesn't matter at this point. He's playing Sect, which is perfectly fine. It empties the bag, but from his point of view, there are no threats. The pool is EEFFIILOUU. There's no way that Matt's gonna bingo. So all Joel really has to do is just score, and yeah, he's just got to keep scoring and not open the board more. It's pretty simple for him.
yeah, and it looks like they might be actually out of tiles now because I believe I'm only spotting 6 letters now on Joel's rack.
Yep, that's right. There were 3 in the bag, and Joel made a 4-tile play, which often is not what you want to do. Often you want to leave at least 1 tile in the bag, so if your opponent bingos, they don't bingo out, and which prevents you from taking another turn. And then he gets, if Matt bingos out, then he gets a full rack of tiles from uh, Joel to add to his score. But in this case, it's just really impossible that that's going to happen, and Joel knows that, so he felt comfortable with emptying the bag, knowing that there's no way Bingo is going to come down, and this makes a lot of sense. He knows what he's doing here.
Oh yeah, and then I see Matt also, rearranging some letters here. Do you see any possible plays of what Matt could maybe make, given what he has?
Um, just trying to see what that last letter is there. I think it's in.
It's L.
Right. I think his rack is FEEIULI.
Yes, he has 2 I's and 2 E's.
Yeah, at this point, he's just got to try to score as much as he can. The game is definitely over. Matt has 311 and Joel has 384. There's no way he can come back, but spread matters, so he's probably just going to try to rack up as many points and lose by as little as possible. It's all about damage control at this point.
Cuif? CUIF?
Right, plays Kuif.
Cuif.
Yep, makes as much sense as anything. I'm not sure it sets him up for an outplay with EEIL. Or no, it does. It sets up Liege. Yep, this makes sense. He's setting up an out into very common endgame tactic where you really just want to go out as fast as you can so you can catch your opponent with as many tiles as possible. And that seems to be what Matt's doing. Yeah, I guess the only issue is that he does seem to have only the one outplay. Usually, you want to set up an outplay in more than one spot so you can go out no matter what your opponent does. But it doesn't look like Joel's going to block Liege anyway, so yeah, it's fine. He plays Flub. And Matt's going to go out with Liege, probably, yep, pretty much immediately.
And then let's see, there's Joel. Now with the remaining tiles, does Joel play them still, or does he not play them? Because I did see him put them at the top of the board there. In the
No, he's just
order.
showing Matt them so he knows what they are, and Matt can collect his double of what Joel's points in his rack are. Yeah, the game is over. Matt made an outplay, and so Joel doesn't get any more turns after that.
All right. And then from your computer skills and scoreboard knowledge, what was your total that you came up to be?
Yeah, so Matt ended with 347 and Joel ended with 410. So comfortable win for Joel. At least Matt's only lost by 63, so it's not going to hurt his spread too much.
No.
But every game is really counts at this point. Yeah, there are. This was the second to last game, I believe, and
I mean, he's still
yeah,
holding
I
strong in
wonder if
third place.
yeah, might put out of contention for first though, because he's going to be 18-9 now, and Theo is 19-8. There's one more game to go, so Matt's definitely at least going to have to win this last one, and Theo's got about 200 spread on Matt. So I think maybe Matt still has a shot of winning this tournament, but I don't like his odds, unfortunately. Also, what the hell? Looking at um, Charlie Mann in fourth place, he initially had a rating of 1267. He's gained 403 points to get to 1670. I don't think I've ever seen a rating gain remotely that high
Oh
in a
wow.
single tournament. I guess Theo is actually close. He's gained 331 points um, at this point here. So some insane rating gains. Very impressive to see these both of these guys are rising very quickly.
Now with Charlie Mann, he said the plus 403, and then with Theo the plus 31. Where does that come from? Is that from the previous match, or is that like add on points that they get?
Yeah, so those aren't like actual points like during
Okay.
the game, during like an individual game. Those are um, like your rating is used to determine like your overall skill level, and it if you sort the players by rating, then that's how you can get what rank they are in North America.
Okay.
So those are a couple purposes of having ratings. But yeah, it looks like Matt's dropped back to third now. Theo was in first with at 19-8 with a spread of 961. Got Frank Tangaridi in second with a record of 18.5 and 8.5 with 1,050 spread. And Matt is in third with 18-9 plus 721. So he's not quite out of it yet. He's really got to just pull it together and have a blowout this final game. I think he's got to end strong, but he's not out of the running for first.
And then does it show who he's playing up next, or does it not show yet?
It does not. Yeah, at this point in the tournament, there are usually pretty long breaks between rounds
Okay.
because new pairings can only be made round by round, um, and that can only be done when all the games for a given round are finished and everybody has submitted their scores. And there are,
There's still a
it
few.
looks to be at least 5 players who have not submitted yet. So until that happens, um, we won't have pairings for round 28.
Okay. And then I'm extra excited to see about what's gonna happen because I'm like, oh my goodness, look at my calendar. And it's like, wow, tomorrow is the last day of this tournament, so we're really closing in here. So now they're just probably, like you
Yeah,
said
I wish we
before,
had
just
an overhead
discussing.
mic for this.
I know. Well, maybe come next year. We'll do this again if he proceeds to do the tournament again next year, and I'm sure we'll have more knowledge and time to maybe get that all happening.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully, I'll be at nationals myself next year. I would like to play again personally. Um, but yeah, I'm texting Matt now about his decision to play non-sin, and it was an intentional phony, and he did that because he wanted Joel to pluralize it. So
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's his best move, but there was some merit to it. He was being strategic about it.
Yeah. I mean, at least he knew what he was doing with that. So, oh, and then let me also send him. Have you messaged him about the rack camera or not yet?
Uh,
Cause I'll send
Not yet,
him.
but I'll do that now.
Okay, yeah, just I think his might be alright. Maybe if you could push his rack just back a bit, but the camera for D2. And then I also noticed too that with the end of every round, or the beginning of every round, that is, they always place the tiles in the four top corners, four top bottom corners. There, is there a so reasoning for this, or just how it goes?
Yeah, there is. So when at the end of every game, it's important to make sure all the tiles are there, and none are missing, so that the following game isn't played with an incomplete set of tiles. And an easy way to check that all 100 tiles are there is to just make four squares of 25. So it's important, especially in tournaments, just to make sure that there are no irregularities.
Definitely
And it
makes
doesn't
sense.
necessarily have to be 5 by 5, although it usually is. Like sometimes I like to mix things up and make 25 squares of four, which it's at least I think it's also pretty evident that 100 tiles are there if you do that, um, and get some funny looks, which I find entertaining. So just trying to have fun and
Oh yeah,
still make sure that
because
it's easy to see all 100 tiles are there.
yeah, I mean, and I think it's a good thing also to have fun because I think for like during times like this, it could be really easy to be very serious about it.
The Nationals is intense.
I mean,
Usually
yeah,
you get stressed out and burnt out.
I
You got to
know.
be intentional about just not letting it get to you, and just remembering that you're here to have fun and it's a game, even though there are high stakes.
There and waking up early in the morning, just playing the game, and then being there, all day, just about, and then returning for another day. That's I give them all, I commend them all for pushing through with it.
Yeah, for sure. Same here. I'm going to take a quick break and come back they're uh, when the last round is going to be played, because might still have as much as even half an hour. We'll have to see, but I'm going to drop for now, and excited to see how this last game goes.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay, so it appears that for our next person that Matt is playing against appears to be Theo. They took all the tiles off, put them in the sack. I believe that they now have just drawn, both players have just drawn their first 7 tiles. So let's see who will go and make their first play. Okay, and it looks like Matt had just made his first play, and he has just played Hokey. I feel like he did a good play with that one, given the tiles that he had for also being his first play for this round.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome. And then I did double check on the ScoreLink website that it is Theo. I know that the lady said I was going to be Theo, but we're waiting for it to update on here.
Yeah, so I'm seeing on the scoreboard or leaderboard or whatever, enhanced scoreboard. That's what it typically is.
Oh, okay, looks like he
But
took
yep,
back
Matt will be playing
Hokey.
Theo. I don't see anything. Oh, never mind. I just had to refresh it.
Okay.
I
So
am seeing things now.
he just plays Hokey, but looks like he's taken back Hokey. So maybe is Hokey not a word, or maybe he's just playing a different word.
Not with a Y.
Not with a Y. Okay.
Yeah, Hokey needs to be EY.
Oh, okay. So that's what it was. So yeah, he looks like he's replaced that with KHI.
Okay. KHI. I also love that he opens vertically. People who open vertically are referred to as verties. I'm one myself. It yeah, I like to do it because before I started doing it, I heard that it makes some people, it irritates some people for some reason, and I found that hilarious because throughout the whole game there are many words that are vertical, many are horizontal, and if you're bothered by either one of those, you're going to be bothered by a lot of Scrabble. So it really just doesn't make any sense. And so I try to bother those people by opening vertically.
Yeah. Now, do you find from the times that you played Scrabble, do you find it makes it a bit easier, difficult, not so much if you play vertically versus horizontally?
It makes like no difference, which is the funny thing.
Oh, okay. It's just no difference.
Yeah, really none.
Maybe it's just like an eye formality thing because we're so used to reading things horizontally and then seeing them vertically. It kind of just throws people off.
It's possible.
And it looks like Theo has just played Chem.
Yep, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's near the top of the list in terms of equity. The engine likes emend a bit better, making EH and MI, but Chem is also a perfectly fine option. There are a few options at the top of the list that are very similar. And yeah, this looks great for Mad Doggy and Chemo. It's gonna score a lot. Yeah, it's actually his highest scoring play, top equity. It's just a good play. So Glenn Matt's going with that.
So far, it seems that we're getting some good plays.
He's got Pendable up on his rack. I don't think that's good. Dependable is good, not pendable.
And it
But
looks like
lucky for Theo, he doesn't have a place to play it.
yeah. And
Yeah, I don't think
then
he has any bingos, but
for
he does
Matt,
have good scoring options. He's got played through the Y for 30 points. Looks to be his top option. Um,
yep,
yeah,
and
I would go for just scoring here because it's not like he can fish off the B and the P productively. He is
yeah.
playing played. I like this. Just going for points and reaching into the bag to take a bunch of shots at either the two blanks or all four remaining S's.
And then, do you see any possibilities with Matt? Are there any possible
He's got
bingos?
talent, and he's set it up,
Okay.
but I don't think he has anywhere to play it. Um, yeah, the board is actually pretty close at this point. The only bingos that are going to be possible are bingos that end in like ES or ending in E, or you got to play through the D and played. Um, yeah, there's really not a whole lot to work with, so Matt is going to have to pick a non-bingo option. I think I'd like to see him play Plod here, off of played, and that'd be for 21 points. Would leave him with a great four-tile leave of ANET. It's going to bingo pretty often with that next turn. No matter what you do, you're not going to be able to score a whole lot with those tiles because you've only got one 2-pointer and the other tiles are 1-pointers. That's really just got to shoot for a bingo as much as he can. Looks like he's got pawn set up. I think this is a little bit of a mistake. AENT is just stronger leave than LEAT, but it would still be a strong play. Wouldn't be a huge mistake. And looks like he's going with pawn.
He did.
Yeah, Quackle is showing Pond as 0.2 points better. So very small mistake, but yeah, I think I would have gone with Plod. And do you know what the seventh? Oh yeah, I see all these tiles now. Okay, AABBEHN. Oh, Matt's got Tenaille, or however the hell you say that. It's TENAILLE through the N and Pond. So we did drive into a bingo, fortunately for him. But he's not going to have anywhere else to play, so he's just got to hope that that Theo does not block this bingo.
Now, does Theo on his rack, does he have any possible good plays or possible bingos?
Yeah, he's got some scoring power, so that's what he's going to be trying to look to do on this turn is unloading some of those consonants, trying to have a bingo pro leave, and ideally using his B's and H's to score a good amount this turn. And yeah, it looks like might actually have a bit of a struggle just playing off those high scoring continents in a productive way. There's like he could play BA and BO and AN off of Pond. That's going to score 16 and but still keeps a B and an H, which really isn't ideal. That you're probably pretty much never been going if you keep a B and an H. So it's going to be looking for something better than that. Apparently, Quackle's top option is Banda, BANDA through the D and played. That's going to score 22, which is about as much as he can possibly score. It looks like he's going to play Hane, which is actually the Quackle's second top choice. So this is a very strong option for Theo.
Yeah.
Or actually, never mind. It's Hane in a different place would be Quackle's top option. If you played that parallel to played instead of where he actually played it. But yeah, Matt's still gonna bingo. He did not block the N,
That's good.
so
So
that
now,
is good for Matt.
so I'll see if Matt will pick up on it and if he will execute and play that bingo. like that would help
To
him
be
a lot.
to be honest, I'm surprised he hasn't found it already. It's very high probability. Matt has seen this many times, I'm sure,
He
and
could have found it. He could see
looks.
it.
Now, if he sees that he's playing it very quickly, he just hasn't seen it yet. He doesn't have it set up on his rack. It's the only bingo. There's really nothing else to consider here. Either you play Denial, or you play you fish off 3 tiles for like 15 points. It really is a standout play. Oh, it looks like he's gonna miss it. He's got lay set up. I hope he finds it. I really hope he finds it. Come on, Matt.
Come on,
You got this.
let's all send this to Matt. Come on, Tenial, Matt. Come on, think, Matt.
Yeah.
Hear us.
we gotta we gotta communicate with him telepathically. We gotta
Yeah.
try.
Get him an earpiece.
But he is taking his time. I like that he's doing that. Just you really got to make sure that you don't miss a bingo with these kind of racks because all the other options are so much worse.
Oh yeah. He's definitely looking like there's a combination that I'm seeing, but just
Oh,
not in the board.
He's got ILE set up, which is closer. All right, he's getting closer. AILE, that's the right
Okay.
order
Let's see.
of those letters.
Come on, man. Just hear us, please. Denial. Come on.
God, this is so suspenseful.
I know. I mean, he's moving the T, so maybe now that he has the T in the front, maybe he could maybe he's
Yep,
pointed
moving
out.
to the front. I like where that's going. Now you just got to move the E and the L a little bit. You're there. Who's got the L's together?
No, is he going for no? He went for something. He went for Y.
No, no, Matt,
No,
no.
man. Oh man.
Heartbreaking. But it's been a long week. This is game 28 of this tournament. Fatigue is going to set in. You're going to make a lot of mistakes that you wouldn't make if you were fresh. So we're not in Matt's shoes, so we gotta take that into account and maybe be a little
Sure.
forgiving.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm sure, once he's back home that he'll be watching these videos, just saying to himself, it's right there. I could have seen it. But,
Yeah.
we all get like that, especially like you said, because we're not there, we're not, in the moment, in his shoes. I mean, he's been pushing through and plowing through, for this past week, though.
Yep. He sure has. Well, first thing he's going to try to do is get rid of this Q and get a good bit of points while doing it.
Yeah.
The problem is, I don't see a great place for him to do that. It could, one of your first thoughts is probably where can I play QAT because he has that in his rack. But there is nowhere you can actually play QAT on this board. I'm not even sure if he can play the Q at all. I don't think there's actually a spot to play it. So then it's pretty tricky. Like do you keep the Q and play off like 2 1-pointers for 10 points? That's not. In that case, I'd probably just exchange here. I'd probably throw back QO or QOL, depending on how many consonants and how many vowels there are, what kind of distribution I want to keep in my rack.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that can vary, like how many, like the ratio of consonants and vowels that you want to keep when you make a play. Like if there are way more vowels than usual in the unseen tile pool, then you want to keep more consonants than you would otherwise, and vice versa. So I'm sure that's also something that Matt's considering. Yeah, I don't like playing off LO. I think the move is to exchange here, and indeed the Quackle's top choice is to exchange OQ.
I just see him put the OQ off to that right hand side, so maybe that could
That's
be
good. This is good play. Yeah, he's definitely not going to play off later. That would be mind-bogglingly bad. Yeah, I think he's just going to exchange QO from the looks of it.
And then our opponent here, I see him kind of reorganizing his letters a lot, with having a B, two E's, that V, the A, another B, and an S.
Yeah, he's got some clunk. He's really not close to bingoing at all. But maybe he can get some good points with some of his clunkers here. He can play like Babe or something off of the H and Hane. Gets rid of both the B's, keeps VES, which is pretty good leave, pretty good 3-tile leave. And it looks like Matt did exchange OQ, so that's good. He plays Zion. This is also a pretty strong play, I think.
So it looks like he did.
Oh, no, blanks. This is exactly what Matt needs to shoot ahead in this game. He's not down by a lot at the moment. He's 87 to 118 in the favor, so it's down by 31. But surely Matt won't play a bingo here, so there's no way he's going to miss on this. There are just way too many options. Like he's got article off of Doggy. I think he's close to setting up like Barretts or something.
Yes. And then I did just see here in our live chat that we did just get that.
Oh, my audio's bad apparently.
Is it still bad?
Yeah. What about this? Is it a bit better?
Let's see.
Hopefully it's better. Now that I'm leaning a bit closer to the mic. Okay, mostly better.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, so one thing that's tough about Matt's position here is he has so many potential bingos to consider. Let's see how many bingos there actually are, or how many sevens at least are with Matt's rack. There are.
What is
there are 16.
Okay. Especially because he did just also draw that blank, and that really is an advantage on his end.
Yep, yeah, drawing the blank is huge for sure. Yeah, all of Quackle's top choices are just bingos. The best of which looks like it's going to be either Plectra or Treacle, off all those being off the D and Doggy. It's got Tratchel if he makes blank an H. Yeah, there are 5 different 72-point options, which is going to be his highest score. Question is, which one of them is he going to pick? Ideally, he picks the option that gives the least back to Theo. And Plectra looks like a pretty good option because it doesn't place a vowel next to either of the double word scores. You got an L next to the M3 double word score. You got a C next to the 5K double word score. So pretty hard to score through there. Although it does place an E, like pretty far out in space. E is one of the best tiles, if not the best tile to bingo through. So it might make it easier for Theo to have some comeback bingos of his own. So it's a drawback. Plectra. Um, Actually, Trachel is good because it doesn't float the E and it puts an R and a C next to each of the double words. I think Trachel is probably going to be his best play. Or he's also got a Crotal, Crotale. Also looks pretty strong, doesn't expose the E, puts the R and the T um, next to the double word scores. Yeah, I think I would like to see him either play Crotal or Trachel. I think pretty hard to differentiate between either of those two options. And it looks like Crotal is coming down. I really like this play.
He heard you this
Probably
time.
has thought of all the. He did, yeah. I think he was like all the stuff that I was saying probably occurred to Matt, and he thought that out just very similar to the way I was thinking about that. And yeah, I don't think there's a better play than this. Well done, Matt.
And is that our first bingo of this board?
It is. It is the first bingo of the game. It looks like maybe he's on hold. He hasn't drawn replacement tiles yet.
And it looks like I
That would
just
be
saw...
a very lucky break if Theo challenges it. Oh, he's challenging.
Oh, he's challenging. Okay.
Oh, this. I'm shocked.
So what
I am
exactly?
so shocked that anybody in D2 would challenge Crotal.
So what does it mean to
Oh,
challenge?
what a
them?
blunder!
So what does it mean for them to challenge? What could be the outcome?
Yeah. So, So Theo was going to lose his turn. Matt's going to get 2 turns in a row here, because if you challenge a word, that means you're saying to opponent, "I don't think what you played is a word. Let's look it up in the dictionary. If you're wrong, then you lose your turn, and if I'm wrong, then I lose my turn." So it's pretty high stakes, and that's going to be huge for Matt. And what happens? So there are some conditions here that need to be met for him to potentially win D2 of nationals. He needs to beat Theo by at least 121 points to win, 120 to tie him exactly in terms of both wins and spread. And he also needs Frank Tangredi to lose, because he has 18 and a half wins currently. So if he wins, then he'll be at 19 and a half. Matt can be at the most 19 wins after this game. So that does need to happen. But it is
it looks like that he
159 to 118.
It looks like that
currently he's up by 41 points.
So the challenge was not successful because you have tiles back.
Yeah, he lost the challenge. Yep.
Now does
Matt drew tiles and it is on his turn.
So now because Theo challenged him now and it's found that, the challenge, didn't go through, does Theo on his end lose any points because he challenged someone and it happened to not be a real challenge? Or I don't think that needs to be challenged.
No, there's no point. Nobody wins or loses any points.
Okay.
With challenges in this lexicon. It's a bit different in Collins. Collins does what's called a 5-point challenge. So if you challenge in Collins, then if you're wrong and the word is legitimate, you don't lose your turn, and instead your opponent who played the word gets 5 points. So it's much more forgiving. But either way, no matter what end of the challenge you're on, whether you're challenging or being challenged, it's very high stakes.
And Matt pulled a very interesting set of letters, which is now put down some and put down AWA.
Yeah, I don't think this is right given this game situation. He's playing very defensively. He does have a lead, but it's not like other games where you just have to consider whether you're going to win or not. You want to actually win this whole tournament, so you got to be thinking that 120, 121, that's going to be your magic number, and you're not going to hit that by playing defensively. You're going to win by maybe just like a bingo, which you need more than that, and I think Matt needs to realize that in order to really play optimally here.
Now, could Matt have maybe played that as a way to kind of get Theo from not playing a bingo to add on to the words that he had just played to Crotel?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely the point of it. Is he doesn't want Theo to bingo back, but if Matt wants to win by as much as 121, that's a risk that he needs to take. It's worth the risk.
Yeah, that's very fair. And Matt, oh my goodness, 4 R's right now on his rack.
Oh, that is horrendous. I guess he can play error or something. Gets rid of 3 of them. Leaves IR, which isn't a great 2-tile leave, but would be a nice way to clean up his rack if that's available.
And it looks like Theo just played AB.
Oh, that's very very aggressive. Do you know what the last tile on his rack was? A B V A E S and
And it's a
something else.
S J, and then he just I think pulled I believe it's a E or B. I think that might be a B.
And this is actually going to be so annoying for Matt to block because he doesn't have anything that hooks AB. Like he can't make a 3-letter word that ends in AB and build toward the triple letter. Wab isn't good, Rab isn't good, EAB or IAB, those are not words. So Matt can't do that.
And then in the live chat, we did just get here from Z-Man. They still have 3 games tomorrow, right? Question mark. It's not a do or die to win by 121.
Never mind. I am thinking in terms of D1 in order to get into the finals. That's kind of where my head was at. I think is why I thought that this was going to be the last game, but it's only the last game of the day. Chad is right. There are 3 games tomorrow, so this isn't quite as high stakes as I thought. It's a good reminder. Appreciate that.
Not as high, but
so actually, in this case, it makes much more sense that he would play Awa. I think this play is much better given that it's not actually the last play of the tournament. So yep, that was a bit of a mistake on my part. Oh, and he's exchanging 5. Huh.
Okay, let's see. Does he?
I mean, I don't blame him. Like he can try to block the setup, but it just leaves him with such a bad leave, and he scores like probably 4 points while doing it. It's just too much of a hit equity wise to stomach it.
And it looks like he exchanged, and now he has FELERW, and then the last letter after his right. I can't.
It's a Y.
It's a Y. Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole lot better than what he had. It's probably not going to get him a bingo, but he'll be able to come up with some much better options.
Oh yeah. And then for Theo over here, I'm seeing AIISOTV. So they both have interesting options.
With an R, he would have overitis, but there's no R for Theo.
Are there any R's that he could build in onto? Or was
nope,
that not?
that's saying there are no R's available to him.
Okay, it looks like
Matt has some very high scoring options.
And it looks like he played FE, adding on to.
He's got FE for 33.
Adding on and creating barf and whoa.
Yep, looks like very strong option. I think I would have liked to see him play feel instead. It gets a few more points, and also it. Or actually, no, never mind. That's fairly defensive because the only hook that Woe takes is an S. Yeah, I think this is a fine play.
He could have played field, but I don't think he wanted to play that word. I think he just wanted to do a different option. Or yeah, because he could have.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He wanted to keep an E.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping a single E in your leave is always a good idea. Or not always the best play, but generally it's a good practice.
Yeah, because you don't want to get rid of all your vowels. Then you don't know if you would pick more vowels or would not.
All right, so Matt is currently in the lead 214 to 167.
Okay, that's good.
Um,
That's really good. Then.
yep, he's got a 47-point lead, which is pretty good on this board. There's really not a whole lot of space open. Um, in order to bingo in row two, you gotta underlap the J, which only you can only do that with an O. So pretty hard to have a bingo that's um, either has the second to last letter as an O or the last letter. Possible, but not probable. I think what um, Theo needs to do is open the board more because he's down a bit. Um,
Looks like he did just play Avios. Avios.
so yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this play because it scores 32, but then it gives back column O to Matt, and he's just going to play there. He can play there and then shut down the board further and not give anything back himself. So I think I would have liked to see him make more of board opening play, maybe like Avo and Jo in row two. Um, I don't know, something that just doesn't leave the board totally dead.
They keep on wanting to stage just that right hand side of the board. They're both kind of bouncing off one another right now with the way that they're kind of playing. Feels like.
Yeah, and this is the danger of playing something like a Bezo is it scores well, but it's just going to give Matt an option that scores even better. Oh, he plays a Haid, so which yeah, that's a great play. It scores 50 and gets him right back in the game. That's going to make it pretty much a tie game right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, now it's Matt leads by 3 points. It's 252 to 249. He has Leopard um, as a 7, but he has nowhere to play it. Oh, it looks like Theo just overdrew. So the procedure when you overdraw, which is usually when you draw 8 tiles instead of 7, is Matt gets to look at 3 of those tiles at random and then throw back one of Matt's choosing in the bag. So it can really hurt you to overdraw sometimes. You want to avoid that as much as possible.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting because I did not know that. I always wondered about what would happen. I figured maybe they just put one back, but that does make a more sense playing it that way. And
Yeah,
then
it's essentially penalizing you for being privy to more information than you should have been, getting to look at 8 tiles instead of 7.
yeah, I mean, which that's fair. And then he finally actually hooked something underneath that J, and looks like he placed down Pod.
Yep. And yeah, the only letter that can hook pod is an A for A pod, and there's one A and one blank left, so it's pretty safe. It's probably that hook is probably not going to get hit. If it does get hit, probably not very hard. He has non-mini set up. I don't see a place to play it, but if he did play it, I'm sure it would come off pretty much instantly. Matt knows words very well, and there's no way he's going to accept non-mini. So it would not be in Theo's best interest to play that.
Oh yeah. Very. I don't know. During matches like this, I get very like interested onto like where words are going to be played off because there's just the the choices and options of where they can be placed are just more and more closeted.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what would be best option for Theo right now. Um, yeah, Quacklo is saying Amino off of the making PO with the P in pod is the best option, and I definitely think this is good. Theo's down right now, and Amino is a play that opens the board, um, sets up a few bingo lanes. Got the two I's, got the M, you got the N. Um, could do a 5 tile overlap and bingo in row 4, although that'd be pretty hard to do. Uh, Also turns over 5 tiles, and there's still an S and a blank out there, so gives CO 5 shots at either of those. It's going to score, I think, better than any other option. 18 isn't very much, but just really, you can only do so much with a rack like that and a board like this. So, yeah, I think I would like to see Theo play Amino this turn.
And what did he just play? Pinon?
Pinnon. Yeah, I don't think that's a word.
Oh, Matt.
Let me just
Is it a word?
check to make sure.
Could Matt have challenged him?
No, it's not. But he doesn't. Oh, he's playing a phony of his own. He's playing Lowrier.
Oh, he said you want to phone me, I'll phone you. Oh.
Yeah, we
Oh.
got back-to-back phonies.
You know what? I think this might be payback from because didn't Theo challenge him earlier with Crotel?
Yes, he did. That also probably um, factors into Matt's decision to play Lowrier, but I think
Did he get?
Theo has challenged it
Did Theo challenge
because
it?
they both don't have tiles on
Oh
their
man.
racks, which means Theo put his tiles face down, which is something you do when you go up to the challenge computer. Matt takes Lowrier off the board.
Yes.
So an unfortunate turn of events for Matt. He lets a phony get by him in order to play a phony, which gets challenged off.
So, in a situation like this, could Matt in turn challenge his phony or no because it is now considered Matt's
No,
turn?
you can't challenge a phony if it's on a future turn. Yeah, if you're thinking about challenging, you can say hold before your opponent draws new tiles, and you can take some time to think about challenging while it's still on your time. That's something you can do if you're not sure right away if you want to challenge. Um,
Now, what I
but
wonder is, did Matt know
yeah,
that was a phony? That's what I'm interested to know.
I'm sure he knew that that was a phony.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt is solid enough on high props to generally be very good about that. Uh, and all right, Theo plays Ionium. Uh, Looks like very strong play because terrible rack. You want to play off as many tiles of it as you can. You got two U's, got two I's, lots of vowels, and something that you also have to be really careful of if you're Theo is not to give Matt back an actual bingo if you put the right tile in space for Matt to make an 8-letter word. Um, yeah, so he did not do that because Lowry or plus an I, there are no bingos in that, so he can't quite make a bingo this turn, and he's still stuck with the tiles that he had from Lowrier. So it's a bit of a tricky situation for Matt, but he's only down by 1 point. And he plays Ori, probably trying to take um, another few shots at the blank and S. There are not that many tiles left in the bag. So your odds of getting either of those tiles
Well, it looks
are
like,
not bad.
well, Matt actually had just drawn the blank because right now on his rack I'm
Oh, he
seeing,
got the
yeah,
blank.
he says
Yep.
CELNR, two
Oh,
T's
this
in the
is great
blank.
for Matt.
Yeah.
Yep, love to see it.
And then let's.
Meanwhile, Theo is nowhere close to a bingo really, but he has a lot of scoring power, mostly because of that X.
And he actually did just use his X as well to create
Yep, he
ticks.
plays ticks. This looks like a strong play for him. Ideally, you want to get the X on the scoring spot and at the center of two different words, so it not only gets doubled once, but it gets doubled again. And he played for 38 points, pretty solid score. Uh, Although he hasn't quite committed it yet, maybe he wants to make sure that there are no better options.
And then
Interestingly enough, Phil doesn't like playing the X at all. It prefers him to play a Goody in the bottom right-hand corner, leaving only an X. But it looks like Theo did make his best play that does use the X. Yeah, still pretty strong option, I think.
And then with Matt here, is there any possible bingos even with the that blink tile?
Uh, let's see. Yeah, so he does have Nettler as a 4-tile overlap with Ori. Or wait a sec, no, the Quackle took my play away for some reason.
Okay, he's making his play, and he played Let. So he held on to his blink. It looks like he has pulled another T, and just waiting for him to push those letters kind of forward more.
In that case, because Tix actually did block Nettler, um, Matt did not have a playable bingo. In fact, his top scoring play was a Tret for only 12. It just goes to show you how little scoring power Matt actually had.
And now I'm very more interested in what Matt can play because from what I'm seeing.
Oh, he's got 2 R's and 3 T's. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad for
He
Matt.
still has that
He has
blink.
no scoring power, nowhere to bingo. Even with the blank, he is in a pretty tough situation.
Yeah. And then with Theo, I'm seeing U and A, G, O, F, and then we're cut off for the last one. I think that might be a E or an I.
Yeah. Uh, Yeah, it can't be an I. There are no I's left in the game, so I think that is something else.
Could it be? Maybe it could
Well,
be
it's
like
got a
the
U.
F, the U. It could be a U. Oh, it's E.
Oh, it's an E. Okay. Oh, so he's got UAGFOUE then, which is pretty bad. But doesn't matter so much that he can bingo anyway because the score is super close. And he's got a bit of a lead. He's up 19 points. So I think it's in his best interest to just score as much as he can and keep the board close. So with that blank, there's still a blank and an S remaining out there. Or actually, there are literally no vowels from Theo's point of view. He has all of them. The unseen pool for Theo is blank NRRSTTTV. So he doesn't actually have to worry about bingos for Matt at all. I think the only thing he has to worry about is putting a vowel in space for him to use. But if he doesn't, then he's perfectly fine. And Matt has no scoring power and can't bingo. I think this is Theo's game right here.
This is a very interesting turn of events from how it started. I'm very interested to see what he will do. Is there anything he could build from few, like with the U, or with the E?
No, there's really no way for Matt to win this. He's down by 44, and he has no scoring power and can't bingo. There's nothing for Matt to do. He just has to try to lose by as little as possible. And he's using his blank because he knows that there's no way he can bingo. He might as well just use it. Um, that's going to be 15 points for Matt. Not enough, but probably can't do too much better. Yeah, I think Matt or Theo has 4 tiles right now. He should, but guess we can't see what that last tile is. It's a bit of a mystery, but no matter what it is, it doesn't really matter at this point. The result is
It appears to
decided.
be a S, so I think what he has is
Oh,
just
it's a
AVS.
ASP, and I think he has an O2 because I saw an O out there. Yeah, Matt didn't have any vowels, so Theo must have the O. He has AVSO.
Looks like he just played.
Oh, wait a second.
He just played
Oh,
tar,
yeah.
so it leaves him with just N. His N left on his rack.
Yeah, he plays SO, Synubs. Probably his best play. And yep, it actually is. It's the only play that scores 19 points. And it looks like Theo is going to win this one 317 to 375. Pretty low scoring game for D2. Great majority of the time, these are very strong players. At least one of them is going to score over 400 points. But neither of them did that. Winner had a score of 375.
And then, do you happen to know, is there another game going on this evening? Or is this the last game for this evening, for today?
I believe there are some Nightbirds. That's a good question. They are entirely different tournaments that
Okay.
are going on in between days of the main event. So if you've played 7 games, 7 or 8 games, I forget which it is, um, during a particular day, and you still haven't had enough tournament Scrabble, you can go and play a 4 game late or a Nightbird from like 8 to 11 or something, and just really play as much Scrabble as humanly possible. So that is an option, I believe.
Now, with those Nightbird Scrabble games, then are those points pointed towards the tournament, or are those just like a free for all kind of for fun plays?
It's technically its own separate tournament. Each of those Nightbirds is its own tournament. It's a 4 game tournament. Um, yeah, it's rated just like the main event at Nationals is. Yeah. It's every game is a tournament game between the Nightbirds and the main event.
Okay, that's very interesting because, like I said, I've never really know anything about Scrabble. I was more of a Yahtzee kid growing up than anything. um, but just to hear that there's all of this, it's really interesting, really amazing to know because I would not have known if it wasn't for Matt. I would have gone off my whole life not never knowing about a Scrabble tournament.
Yeah. Most people are in your boat. Scrabble is a fair, at least competitive Scrabble. Scrabble as a whole is like very popular, very well known with this competitive aspect of it, where you have tournaments and ratings and prize money. That is not nearly as well known to the general public as how people commonly think of Scrabble and just the casual way that most people play it.
But also too, I mean, with really anything, board game related or not, there are going to be, I'm sure there's tournaments or for really anything that's out there. It's just knowing
Pretty
about
much,
it and
people will find a
being.
way to be competitive about most things.
And it looks like on the score here, just got the points to Matt totaled in at 305 and Theo came in as 365.
That is very interesting. I have Quackle is telling me that Theo won 375 to 317, so maybe there was some miscounting by either of the players. Um,
Or could it also
maybe I
be
entered something in Quackle wrong.
could also maybe be that if
Quackle's math
they
is definitely not wrong.
was if they went over the time.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah, I can't see the time here, so I don't know what time penalties there were, if any. So that's actually totally possible.
No, it is very, very possible. And then I'm just waiting here for Matt to see about if there is another round after Theo or if this would be all for right now.
This is going to be the last round. Like chat was saying, there are 4 7 game days, and the final 3 games of the 31 games are going to be played tomorrow. So this is going to be it. And let's just look at the standings here for a second. We got Theo in first at 20 and 8 plus 1,021. So he's 2 games ahead of Matt, who's 18 and 10 plus 661. Um, so I'm not sure. I think Matt might be out of contention at this point. He's still definitely in the money. He's in 5th place. Very strong performance. He's almost got that 1800 rating. He's at 1795 right now. It'd be really cool to see him get it. But I think at least that Matt's going to get some money and have a very strong finish. I think that's probably what will happen.
Yeah, and then but really, throughout this whole thing, that Matt has been really, really running strong. I mean, keeping an eye on the score, the Scrabble players' score, and I see on here they have the first half, like then like the green, the 1 through 10, and then the 11 through 20. And I don't think I've ever seen Matt really drop below that 10th place mark.
Yeah, no, he's always been in the green. The green is where the money is. If you're in the green, you get a prize at the end. Usually at least $100 if it's nationals, even if you come in 10th place. Or if you're in the red, then unless you get a class prize, which the way classes work is each division is divided up into at least two classes when there are classes. So Matt is in class A, so he's not eligible for a class prize. But if you're in the second if you're in the bottom half of the division going into it, and you win more games than anybody else in the bottom half of the division, then you get a prize, and that's called a class prize.
Right. And then after the uh the nationals here, are there could they go on to be international, or is there not international?
That is totally possible. There is a huge international scene. You see lots of countries that are very, very into competitive Scrabble, like places around the world, Nigeria, um, Singapore, Thailand, um, yeah, Canada, of course. Uh, Australia is pretty big there. So, yeah, many countries have their own competitive Scrabble scene. And a big difference from the way that they do competitive Scrabble is they have their own dictionary. It's a World English Dictionary as opposed to a North American one like we are using here at nationals and at most tournaments in the United States. Um, so it's a bit of a struggle. That's kind of a hot button issue in our own North American tournament scene is which dictionary do people think we should use? Like, should we kind of assimilate to the rest of the world and switch to Collins' World English Dictionary, or is it better that we just do our own thing, like America is very known for? The rest of the world is one thing. America does its own thing. That's kind of classic America. But yeah, there is there's a lot of tournament Scrabble being played internationally, and there's some really cool stuff going on there. So to answer your question, yes, there is.
Right. It's very interesting.
And looking at the scoreboard again, looks like Matt is in sixth place at the moment. Uh, yeah, there were some results that just came in that mix things up a little bit. So it's a tight race to maybe not for first so much. Um, yeah, because Sia was 1.5 games ahead of Frank, who's in second place, and there are only 3 games to go. So Theo's chances of winning the thing are very, very strong. And but if you're trying to get third place, then there are 5 players who are at 18 and 10 right now, with Mike Johnson being at the top of those. He has 1,001 spread. Callum is right on his heels. He's got the same record with 1,037 spread. Matt is barely out of fifth right now. He is 651 spread, and the guy in fifth place right now has 667. So he's only 16 spread points behind fifth. Yeah, it's a very close race for third and also second, because Frank is only 18 and a half games. He's only a half game ahead of everybody who's in third through seventh. So yeah, it's yeah, some of it is it's a very tight race.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, everyone that is out there is going to be, if they all get, the sleep and the brain thinking that they need to really have their thinking caps on for tomorrow, because tomorrow really is their make it or break it kind of day.
Yep, yeah, everybody's trying to finish strong tomorrow in spite of being probably pretty spent after 4 very full days of Scrabble. Um, People have possibly played 11 games in a single day, at least 7 on each of the past 4 days. So it's a real test of mental grit and endurance to really keep playing strong Scrabble, even though maybe you're pretty tired. So we'll hopefully Matt's one of those people who has that endurance to really just stay strong right to the finish line, do as well as he can. We're rooting for him.
But yeah, definitely for sure rooting for him. And I mean, he's been pushing through this far, and I mean, from what we all know of Matt, I don't see him really kind of backing out for or backing down and letting his guard down for the last 3 games.
No, Matt's a fighter.
Yeah.
He's gonna try his best till the very end, and yeah, I think he's gonna have a good finish. Probably at least um, 19-12. I imagine he'll win at least one of these games tomorrow, but nothing is guaranteed. He will finish at least 18-13, which is a very strong record. That's quite respectable. We'll still get a nice cash prize, probably a few $100 from that. So no matter what happens tomorrow, you done good, Matt. You done good.
Yeah, definitely done good. Congratulations to him, and for really to everybody else that's there that has been pushing through this, regardless of where they end up placing by the end of tomorrow.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about nationals is that everybody fights so hard and is so passionate about what we're doing here. Everybody loves the game, and everybody is also quite good at it. So if you like Scrabble, if you like playing competitively, nationals is kind of the place to be.
Yeah, so I think that might be all that we have for this evening.
Sounds good. Well, it was fun commentating, and
It
I'm sure we're
was
both wishing Matt the best of luck tomorrow.
all of us, and it was great having you here again today, David.
Thanks. Uh, yeah. Have a good night.
Oh, you too, and then goodbye to everybody else.